I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Did you hear that? Mike Minarski and Rich Wasselick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
Whatever you do, don't tell them you listen to internet radio. For entertaining. SNSN. Your community radio.
Live from Main Street. Mike Minarski and Rich Wasselick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Well, I'm hoping that, let's see, sounds better. Now, testing the sound here, hold on a second. Let's try, hold on. People are like, what the hell are you doing?
I'm not home.
What are you doing?
I'm not home to do it. It sounds like shit.
What are you doing, step bro? Let's try, hold on. Let's see what happens. Come on. People are like, what the hell are you doing? This sounds better. What are you doing?
I'm not home to tell you. It sounds like shit.
So we're listening on the app here. Daryl goes, oh, I thought my speakers were blown. Come on.
See, that's
Daryl.
what happened to me yesterday.
Come on.
It sounded so bad.
So how you doing? I haven't seen you in a bit. In a minute, as they say.
In a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh. I have sick family.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the man flu. It was like actual flu.
Oh, really? So it wasn't just, I'm just a guy.
Well, it was that plus it was actually like sick. They were so sick.
So
They weren't
actual stuff.
They were so sick they weren't complaining for the first 3 days.
Okay.
Except Parker didn't. I have to say, Parker didn't complain. He was really good.
All right.
Stayed in his bat cave and
Did his thing, huh?
slept.
Because the flu's the thing again.
Oh, yeah.
If you knew.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
Well, I'm just glad they didn't have that Mpox.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Mpox.
Mpox. It's not monkey anymore.
So Daryl, since you're there, still sounds bad, huh? Well, you know, it's weird because I'm listening to it and it sounds fine. So hold up. What's that?
Mpox is not monkey anymore. So Daryl,
And it wasn't.
there.
No, mine sounds. My phone sounds.
That's not monkey anymore.
No, mine sounds.
So hold up. I don't know. Try it now. How about that, D Money? How does that? Is that a little bit better? We're still playing with the the sound and stuff.
Seriously, you put that stupid field behind me?
I did, yeah. We're gonna talk about that. Hey Kurt, what's going on? All right, Daryl, sound better? Got it. Nailed it. All right, good.
Yeah.
God. So Daryl's gonna be on your side. I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Now,
Democratic Daryl's going to be
No.
Republican Victoria's side.
no.
Oh, yeah. So, last night at the Board of Education meeting,
Yes.
okay, they went ahead and they voted to send it to the town,
Right.
i.e. the Board of Finance, and then, it'll go to a town meeting and then referendum and all this stuff. So, now it's really starting to kick into gear. It's not. What are you giving me that frumpy face for?
Not really. Just because the Board of Ed wants it doesn't mean it will happen.
I don't think it's just the Board of Ed that wants it.
Well, I think
I know it's not the Board
I
of
was
Ed.
not there. I was not there, and I'm totally an outsider. I don't live here, as I said. But
okay, you live in Sterling where they have cow patties.
Stop.
And it's like that's all right. What if they say no more horse rings? No more horse rings. You can't show horses in Sterling.
We don't have horse shows in Sterling.
Yes, you do.
Oh, well,
Yes,
maybe they're coming back this year. No, they've been, that was a whole to do. Falls Creek, they were not holding horse shows there.
Carousel.
Oh, she's not Carousel anymore. She's
Rivendell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't do horse shows anymore.
I thought they did. Well, that's what my daughter did most of her horse shows growing up.
Yeah.
Okay, Daryl says Victoria's mic is bad. What's bad about it? How's that? Is that any better? I mean, we're still testing this board and trying to get it to work right.
Well, his mic doesn't know what he's doing.
No, I turn it on my app and it sounds fine. And
mine. That's what happened to me yesterday. Mine was real tinny, but I didn't know how to spell tinny. So
Tanny, Tinnie. I don't know.
I don't know either, because I was trying to type it to you, and then Peggy popped in, and I was like, "Hey, thank you, Peggy."
So, so it's not just the town that wants this.
No,
Really?
there's Yeah.
This is gonna fly.
I bet there's a lot
It's
of people
gonna
that
go.
don't. I bet there's a lot of people that don't.
Well, yeah, nobody wants certain things. I get it. But this is something that I think is very, very important for, school is not just about reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's about.
Well, it should. No.
You have to have many other prongs, to your education. You can't be just. Come on, even when we were kids, like in grammar school, we had recess, right? You had to get out and play. You had to, go out and do your thing,
Yeah.
right? This is, why can't they do this?
I think it's a big ask of the town.
Huh?
I think it's a big ask of the residents of the town. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
I think there's a lot invested in the schools. In my town, we don't have a high school, so we send our students out to other schools.
Right.
But my experience is if your buildings, if you're still paying on your facilities and your budget's still pretty high, it's a big ask in this kind of an economy. That's my personal opinion. This would not be the time I would be asking if it was me.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I mean, that's why.
I mean, we're
all closed up right now. You got your arms crossed.
No, we have a similar.
I don't.
It's a different.
Agree with me when you come in. If you
We
don't
have
agree
a
with me,
different-
tell me why you don't agree.
We have a different issue in our town right now, and it's something like we need.
Moose?
No, police. So we need something, whether it's a resident trooper or I don't know. There's this wackadoo idea about borrowing Plainfield's police, and
That happened.
we need that. But the problem is, it's not good timing. I mean, we just had reevaluations. People's property values doubled. Like, how do you even do this? I mean, yeah, the mill rate will adjust, but to ask people to pay more and then present a new idea that's going to cost even more money, I don't know. I think it's the wrong time.
When is the right time?
I don't know. A couple of years ago when everybody had all that.
No, I think there's. I don't think there's ever really.
I think there's better times than now. But this process will take. I mean, this isn't going to be a quick thing. Like, it doesn't go. There's quite a process involved in this for this to move forward to the point where you actually have a town meeting.
Well, there's going to be a Board of Finance meeting, a hearing at the Board of Finance meeting on December 20th at 7 p.m. And that'll be at Griswold Middle School. Yeah, Griswold Middle School cafeteria, same place where they have the Board of Education meetings.
Yep.
So, yeah. There are so many different opinions. But Victoria, there were so many different opinions when it came to the senior center.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was built. There's so many different opinions when it comes to what roads are going to get fixed, because everybody wants their road. I saw a comment this morning and said, how about fixing the roads first? And I'm like, I bet you're talking about your road. Honestly, myself, I'd love to see the baseball. I'm a baseball guy, not as much as a football guy. I'd love to see the baseball field get fixed. But the baseball field, at Griswold High School, and if it rains a little bit, there's literally a pond at shortstop. There's zero drainage, zero. And how many bags of Speedy Dry you got to put out there it's just not going to happen. But this right here, because I'm immersed,
right?
In the Griswold Public Schools sports scene.
Yeah,
I see where, from my perspective, where the needs are.
Yep.
What the kids are doing, how many kids are out there, how many people go there and pay admission to watch games. What would happen as a result of having this field, this multi-purpose field. Well, go ahead.
No, I know you're thoroughly convinced it's the best thing to do. But,
yeah.
I mean,
well, I am, just because I'm not one of those. I am not one of those guys that sits here and goes, I think you have to spend money to make money. You can't sit back, and say, okay, I'm going to hope it's going to come to me, because it probably won't. It won't. It just, you have to react and give, it's supply and demand. Now here's the other thing. And this is huge. Griswold Public Schools, for the longest time, when it comes to sports, has been really kind of down in the bottom of the barrel, as far as, the ECC. We've had a couple of good teams here and there.
Yep.
And the kids are great and they try, but other schools are excelling far beyond us, one being Killingly. So what is the reason why, you look at, if you're a football kid, all right, if you're a football player, and you look at our field, and then you look at Killingly's field, where do you want to play?
See, I don't know, being from up that way, I don't see where that field is like such a huge draw. Those kids have been, Killingly has a good, Parker used to play in it. There's like a junior, football, little kids football. And they go through, it was football. like local. So there's a few towns in the area that don't have high schools. So they send to Killingly. So Killingly has a good pool of farm kids, Okay.
See,
I don't think people. I don't think people are specifically going there for football. I mean, how many football players do you even have? Well,
that's my point. If you were involved in this, I think you'd see a different side of things other than just a Monopoly man dollar sign. It's well past that. So there are kids that are going to Killingly because they think they're going to all of a sudden be a part of this big red machine and win championships over and over and over again. I'm going to tell you right now, some of these kids, God bless them, but they're going up there because they think they're going to be a winner. Because Killingly has been a winner for a while now. Killingly gets kids from other towns because they have a VOAG program.
Well,
okay? And that's fine. So does Ledyard.
Yeah.
Ledyard has it as well. But if there was a facility that was like Killingly or Stonington. Stonington's beautiful,
yes.
right?
Yep.
It's absolutely beautiful. Fitch has a brand new field. There's almost every town, except for Plainfield, right now has one of these fields or is getting one or is in the planning stages.
Oh, Plainfield has a nice field.
It's nice, yeah, but it's not. They're not going to be able to do the kind of things that you do if you have this type of field. And it's not just football. It's track and field. It's soccer. It's lacrosse. It's everything on this one field. It's not just football. And I think that's where the blinders need to come off. And I'm not saying just particularly you.
Well, I'm not. I don't live here, so I don't have a say in
where you live. It doesn't
anyway.
No. That's cop out. Because it doesn't matter where you live. Yes, I'm trying to piss you off because I want you to jump back.
It won't.
No, it doesn't matter where you live because somewhere they're going to have this type of issue, and they're going to need to talk. You live in a town that doesn't have it. You have a middle school, or an elementary school,
right? Elementary and middle, yeah,
and that's it.
And we pay tuition,
right. But you never have to really think about. Jesus, maybe we need a high school football field because you don't have a high school, so you can't. I'm wondering if you can honestly sit back and say, "Yep, we need this," or "We don't need this." When you live in a town that doesn't have it anyway.
Well, then why did you ask me? I mean, no.
Because I want to know why you're so dead set against it.
Because
you have an itch and you can't get it?
No.
Oh, stop. All right, go ahead. I'm listening. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, good now.
Do it. What the hell?
Go over to the corner of the door.
I might have to.
Oh my God, I'll never forget when we moved into our house in North Stonington a million years ago. North Stonington was like going up to Vermont or New Hampshire. It was like a quaint little town.
Yeah,
it wasn't like it is now. And the telephone guy came to look up the telephone, and he's standing in the doorway, and he was like doing this and up and down and itching his back. And my mother's like, "Oh my God, where did we move to?
Spreading his cootie.
Where did we move to?"
All right, so Scott says, I think this is to the process, and
it's long.
And he says, like what, Victoria? We presented to the Board of Ed. It goes to referendum. This has been in the planning for 2 years. Maddie Gardner, Madeline, good morning. What does it cost to maintain? What's the life expectancy on it? Forever. No. Will they have a 5-year capital plan towards maintenance on it? Will it cost taxpayers yearly?
Of course it will. This isn't a once and done.
No one said that it was, but neither is the school roof.
Madeline, your school roof should go 50 years.
Well, yeah, we hope. But if it doesn't, Madeline says, Scott says, Madeline, 10% of what it costs to maintain a grass field, not to mention new lights that will be LED. So they're going to save on electricity as well. All right, Richard says, no, here's a cool statement, but I kind of think we're talking apples and oranges here. Richard Waldron says, we raised our own money for the Field of Dreams softball upgrade, taxpayers not affected. That is true. There was also, it's a completely different thing. It really wasn't the field that they did a whole lot to. I don't think they did anything to the field. They did some of the infield, but they put new dugouts in and they put a press box in. And also, Coach Aramoni put a lot of his own money in it. And, there was some tradespeople that came in and did it. But they didn't do it. They didn't really do anything to the field. So I don't know if we can compare that. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. And, he had 2 daughters, that are wonderful softball players. And he was there at every game, cheering them on and everything.
See, now I would think if
but I think it's apples and oranges.
If the athletic department or the different sports, a good project for the kids is come up with a fundraiser for each sport that's going to use that facility and set a fundraising goal for them.
Well-
Even if it's $5,000 a team, at least you would get more community support that way.
Yeah, we're going to
You know.
fundraise.
Well,
We're going to go to the referendum.
well, and see, that's I feel like if there's an effort made on the part of, well, I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
Well, put it this way. When it goes to referendum, I'm going to walk in town hall with a sandwich board on that says, hell yeah, on both sides. And I'm going to walk in. I'm going to say, look, here's my ballot. Yes. And I'm going to put it through because I see these kids and I see them play, right? I don't want them to get hurt because, if it rains a little bit and they break an ankle because that field doesn't drain and it's a mud bowl. Okay. So now you're going to go ahead and you're going to fix that problem. It's treacherous out there. It is absolutely treacherous.
That's unfortunate.
Would you put your kid out there?
My kids played on that
I'm
field.
not asking you that. I'm
My
asking
kids played there.
now. Okay, yeah, when? 1925. But I mean,
No.
what about now? Would you put your kids out there now? You haven't been there, so you don't know.
Parker played there, let's see, 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
I thought it was beautiful.
Okay. Have you been there when it's rainy and
Well, no, I'm not going to go to
when they have to
football field
move
in the rain.
games to go to a different facility because the field can't
Well,
handle it?
I understand that, and you're getting like really pissy with me, and
I'm not pissy with you. I'm just giving you
Back off.
being devil's advocate.
I don't have a horse in this race.
Yes, you do.
I don't live here. No,
No, I'm asking
I
you to
don't.
compare.
no, I can't compare because sports isn't that important to me.
All right, see, now that's well, you just said it.
Right.
No, this is the thing. You said you don't have a dog in the race, but you do have an opinion, and that's why I put on this live here this morning. It's like, yes, you do have an opinion, not Victoria, but everybody has an opinion. Now, your opinion is no, not right now.
No.
Okay. Well, you don't live here,
Right.
But you said that, but
Right.
you're also saying I don't live here, but no, not right now.
Yeah.
So why say no, not right now?
I just think with the way the economy is right now, it's a lot to ask of people. Our taxes are insane. Price of food is insane. Price of oil is insane. Gas, everything.
Yeah.
And to ask for more tax money, I think it's kind of rude.
There we go.
I mean, we want our governor to not reinstate a gas tax, yet we're going to ask for money for a football field.
It's not. Yes, yeah, I think, but that's just part of it. It's
right?
not,
I understand. It's just part of it. It's a multi-sport complex. I understand it. I get it. I'm just saying. I don't think the timing is right. That's
Yeah.
all.
I think there's a lot of disconnect there. Well,
There may well be. There may well be.
Let's see here.
But when people are trying to cut costs in their homes to survive, I don't think it's fair to ask them for more tax money.
So Jamie O'Neill Eaton, as also known as Facebook user, she goes, there's been fundraising efforts in place for the last 2 years.
How's that going?
Scott says the current field is an abomination. The track is included. Daryl says I'd be all for it if I could see what the current state of the field is. Go over there. Take your Jeep and drive over. I think that would be the angle you go with. All it takes is a walk down there. It's terrible. Take a walk around the track. You'll see the track, which is that's another thing too. The track is used by the entire community. See, this isn't just high school. This is where I think a lot of the disconnect comes in. Is this whole thing is a community effort. The track is open all day and throughout the evening if you want to go walk the track. There are people out there walking the track all the time, in the spring, in the summer, or whatever. And they don't have kids that go to Griswold Public Schools, but they're out there and they're using the facility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Griswold Youth Football, right? They're not Griswold Public Schools. They are a completely different entity. They're using the field. You know, the lights. It's going to be a certain upgrade, definitely an upgrade. There's a lot of they'll be able to hold state meets where, you know, there's revenue there where you never would be able to with the state of the track that they have now. It's I don't know. I just find it's the people that say no, 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 no are the same ones that use it to their benefit when they need it. And then they use the argument, and this isn't you. Well, I don't have kids in the school system, so why do I need to do that?
See, and I've had people say that to me, like with on Board of Ed, like, I don't have kids in the school system. Why should I be paying taxes for the school? Well, it's highly likely that at some point you did have kids in the school system.
At some point, sure.
Or you have a grandchild or something.
Or you went through the school system.
Yeah. So I never put much stock in that comment. I mean, I don't have kids in the school system in our town now. Yet I'm still on the Board of Ed and I'm still paying the taxes for the school.
So, Michelle, you just took the words right out of my mouth. This was my next point. And but boom, there you are. The new complex would also be a revenue generator, increase in tuition revenue, use of facility fees, and revenue from hosting events. Yeah, what we're looking at is what are we spending. We're not looking at what the ROI is on this facility. So if there was a state tournament, a state track tournament, we could host not just Class S. You know, we could host all schools. You know, I mean, you know, in something like this because it'll be regulation. There's that. People in the community, like I said, can use it, and they do. What to Michelle's point, it's also a revenue generator because kids from other towns will now say, you know what? I want to go to Griswold, not just because they got an awesome music department and drama department, which some kids will come because they want to be part of the play. Because Ray Churchill does this thing for years.
Yes, yeah.
You know, they all want to be a part of it. So kids will come for that. Now they can come for athletics as well. Sean McKenna, the superintendent of schools in town, he's taken the business model and has gone from 4 sending schools to now 7 or 8. So he's doubled that. And now we're looking to go into the next stratosphere with this. So now you have all these kids, you know, hopefully that will now come to Griswold High School because of many different things. Go ahead. You're chomping. Go for it.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah. So this is why I'm for it. I'm not looking at it's just, you know, it's just a spend because it's not. There are other things that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sending towns are increasing. More kids are going to come to the school. What do you think happens then? Oh. The kids from Griswold will actually stay in Griswold to play sports. That puts more people in the stands. That puts more people at the concession stands to buy snacks, food, whatever, which they can also expand. Have you seen some of the concession stands in some of the towns?
Mm.
Oh, they're selling chicken fingers, soups, chowder, the whole thing. We're selling muffins.
Oh.
But I'm just saying there's a big revenue difference, right? And that adds up, not just in football, but and I know it sounds like up on my soapbox here, and I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
But this is why, because you know we're all looking at it's going to cost X amount, but we don't know what kind of ROI we're going to get. We only know from what other schools are doing, and they're doing quite well with it. So there goes what's wrong with muffins. Our concession stand isn't great, Scott. I'm sorry. No. I think it looks good and you can do things with it, but
when Parker played youth football, it was Killingly, Brooklyn. I don't know, KB. I don't know what it was called, but they had a great concession stand at the old Killingly High School. That's where he played, and every week a different team's parents would do the concession stand.
Yeah,
we had so much fun. We did like mashed potato weekend, like all kinds of. There's so many different things you can do, and you've got to. I think the big thing is you have to have parents involved.
So, Court, you of course, who it's like the voice of reason for the whole frickin' town. I wish my kids had a new field and track facility when they were there. So why would I not want it now? Maybe someday I will have grandkids there too. I always thought it would be a great. It would be great for Griswold to host the larger games or meets in charge, like we had to pay at other schools. Scott, I've never seen burgers and dogs over there. I see them at GYF games, but I don't see them at the high school games. Burgers, dogs, fries, chicken fingers, nachos. What do you want? Beef Wellington?
Beer. What a beer.
But a beer. So, and I'm sorry if this sounds like a big commercial for a multi-purpose field.
Oh,
but I think the foresight in this is amazing. We're not looking at the past. We're looking at the next 30 years. And I think this right here is going to give us so much growth. So, all right. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. I apologize. I jumped on you there.
Okay. So you're really stuck on this, sending towns in tuition.
Yes.
So when you bring a student into your school system, now your costs of teaching that student have to be added to your expenses. So yeah, you're going to bring kids in, but your costs at the school are going to go up too.
Yes.
Because it costs X number of dollars per student to educate them.
Right, but the amount of
and then whatever's left over, okay, so this is our sports portion of it. Yeah.
Or, well,
so you have to think about that as well.
Right, but but exponentially speaking, if they weren't creating a profit margin, they wouldn't do it. They'd say, "No, kid, you stay over there at NSA. Sorry, no, we want you to come here." If there was not a profit margin in there, they wouldn't do it. They would just say, "Okay, you go to your own school."
Well, I'm sure there's a profit margin, but I don't think it's a very large profit margin.
See, now this is the difference. Living in a smaller town,
well, I know
like you do.
I know what we pay for tuition to send students to different schools.
Yeah,
and I know what it costs us to educate a child.
How much does Sterling pay for one child to go to another high school?
It depends on the school.
All right.
So we have
Give me an example, please.
So let me think. Plainfield. Now, when Plainfield built their high school, Sterling helped them with the bond. We're on the bond for that building. We owe money for that building in Plainfield. In exchange, there was an agreement made. They would be our designated school. We pay between $12,000 and $14,000 a year per student to go there, on top of being on the bond.
Okay,
but
they're predominantly going to go to Plainfield.
No, not really.
Okay,
no, less and less so. I think originally when they did this deal, it was supposed to be like all of our kids went there, but now it's not as many as there used to be. But we also, obviously, the tech schools are free. We don't pay tuition for the tech schools because those are state schools. The There's a STEM school we send students to. I think their tuition's like $7 a year.
Mhm.
There's a couple others that are like $6,500. So I mean, Plainfield's at the top, but we have that agreement with them, and it's kind of messy. It's over in 2025, so we can revisit all that. But I don't think a student coming to your school system doesn't bring as many dollars as you think. It's not like you're going to Woodstock Academy.
Well, what's the difference between Woodstock Academy? I don't get it.
Woodstock Academy, their tuition is.
Well, they have private tuition, yeah.
Well, no, like even for sending towns, like Canterbury sends students to Woodstock. Tuition is very high.
So they send them to Pomfret School too. What's the big deal?
No, they don't send them to Pomfret School.
Some do.
Well, then parents are paying for the tuition.
That, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is the town paying. These are the town paid tuitions.
So 12 to 14,000. Okay.
But that's Woodstock Academy. Griswold is not Woodstock Academy.
Why not? Why can't we be? Maybe we're not right now, but why can't we be?
Because they're a semi-private school. They have students that come from out of the country that board here, and
Yeah.
it's an academy. It's a totally different.
Right, but I'm talking sports. They're not. I mean, they're coming for sports, but we still whip their ass. You know, when it comes to sports, and
because they're more focused on education.
Education isn't earned just in the textbooks.
No, it's not.
That's my point.
Oh my goodness!
I got an answer
You
for
are
today because I am
bitch.
so. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah, you are. You're a bitch.
I'm being a bitch. You're just because I don't agree with you.
No, you're like sticking your tongue out at me, for gosh sakes. I wonder where someone gets it from. No, I don't. I think it's the wrong time, but whatever.
Yeah. See
Good
now,
luck.
but see, with me, I don't think there's a right time or a wrong time. I think you just got to jump in and do it. Michelle says Griswold would also save money if their own students stayed.
Yeah.
Okay, so profit center.
But
they would have to pay the tuition to send them out. That is absolutely correct. But if these kids stayed here, see, we want to. I think we want to tip that
but
balance
you don't
even
have
more.
so you don't send students to Killingly High School. You
Yes, we
send
do.
to the VOAG program.
So Killingly,
Yes, but it's the VOAG.
right?
Are you going to do a VOAG program here to keep your kids? Because I went to, they had an event the other night at the Killingly High School. It was the FFA, the Future Farmers of America.
Future farmers. I learned that from Napoleon Dynamite.
They had a craft show. It was fantastic. And these kids were raising money for their farm projects.
Okay.
Like I bought a necklace for someone, and the girl is starting an apiary. She's going to raise bees. And that's why she was raising money. I mean, to say that these kids are going to Killingly, well, they're not going to that Killingly High School. They're going for the VOAG program. So unless you're offering a VOAG program, you're still going to lose kids.
Yeah.
They're not going to stay here if they want to do ag.
Right.
And a lot, it's funny. I think there's a lot of kids that want to get back into ag. Like they're starting to look at it and think about.
I'm not saying it's not a great thing to look at. I'm not saying that at all.
I know, but you keep saying, "Oh, they're going to Killingly for football." Well, no.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them are going because there's a VOAG.
I think there are some, but I don't think it's as big of a number as you may think. I think they're going there because they think that Killingly is going to give them a winner, and they're going to be and even the parents, they may think, "Oh, my kid's going to be a star because they're going to Killingly because they're on the top of the mountain right now."
Yeah, but
Well,
didn't they lose?
This year they did, yeah.
Haven or something, I think you saw.
North Haven,
yeah.
Yeah. And there are kids that go there now, and they're great kids. but they're also part of that machine. But these are also kids that, came through Griswold Youth Football. Griswold Youth Football is probably one of the better youth football organizations in the state, if not in New England. There are so many kids that come out of that, and go off to different schools. Why can't we keep them? What would happen if these kids stayed here? And I'm not just talking about, kids that are playing football. What about track stars? What about lacrosse getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and soccer getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Because the environment has changed. You can't go watch a soccer game right now unless you bring yourself a lawn chair, because there's nowhere to sit.
I was a soccer mom for a million years. I know all about it.
Right. But I know just even with my own daughter, when she was playing soccer, when Rihanna was playing, we had to bring a chair.
Oh, yeah.
There's nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
Now there is. Now there would be, and they can have games at night. They can have things going constantly, and it's just a constant money machine, round and around and around. So I think personally, I feel we have to stop looking at what is it going to cost more so than what is our return on investment on a yearly and a quarterly basis. But
you do have to look at the costs and the yearly costs and the maintenance
okay,
there's a lot to look. It's not just, we want to keep our kids here and we want to play football.
No,
there's so much more to it. And
let me throw another piece at you too. No, it's serious. So right now, 3-4 years ago, the town of Griswold voted on a referendum, on a bonding project for Route 164 to put in infrastructure.
Right.
Okay. It hasn't happened. The money, was voted on, said yes, whatever, but it hasn't started. So now the word is that infrastructure project is going to cost at least 2x of what it was originally bonded to be. Mm-hmm. So if anybody, not just you, if you say this is not the right time to do this, it is the right time. And I'll tell you why I feel that way. Because if a project is 3.5 or 4, I didn't even look at how much. Maybe Scott, you can tell me if they announced it last night what the project is. If it's like 3.5 or $4 million, whatever, if we put it on the back burner, and just kind of put it away for a while and table it, what if we come back and say, okay, we're going to look at it, in three school cycles, when there's a whole new bunch of kids. Well, how much is it going to cost then? Is it going to be 8 million? Is it going to be 10 million? So is the time now? I think the time is now. It's not 3 years from now. It's not 4 years from now. Because I'll tell you right now, this is going to happen, whether it's now or it's next year or the year after that or whatever. It's going to happen. The more years that go by, the more need for it that's going to happen, or the more need is going to be there.
Right.
So I know I'm talking about, the kids, hey, football, go, yay, roomba, shish goomba, let's play ball. But if you look at it from, and I know you have an argument, when it comes to sending town, because of what you know of, being on the Sterling Board event. But if you compare it to other projects, 4 years from now, forget it. It's going to happen. And that's why I believe the time is now. And I think we get our most bang for our buck that we possibly can right now. Thank you very much.
I don't know why you're preaching so hard.
I'm not. It's not that. I want to say things that will either make you happy or make you mad. And that's what we do here. My opinion means shit. My opinion doesn't mean anything, shouldn't, to anybody.
Right.
I'm just saying this is what I believe.
Right.
And if I'm facilitating a conversation, this is what I believe. If you don't agree, That's why I say, Victoria, tell me why. Yeah. Tell me why. If it gets
I can
you know
say,
what? Guess what? We'll still go have pancakes later on and laugh about stupid stuff. So
I can say, as a sending town, like when we have to make a decision about where we're going to send our students in 2025, your facility, your multiplex, whatever, would have no bearing on my decision. I'm looking at the education, the drama, music,
right,
things like that. Sports, I wouldn't even be looking at it. Like, that field wouldn't impress me.
Okay.
Your drama department would. Your drama department would.
And that's very, very fair. That's very fair.
But I think for, down the line, like when we're looking at our kids and we want them to have a future, I think the education is a little more important than, I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Most parents that I talk to say they stay in Griswold because of Griswold Public Schools. So there is education value there. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like, we're just, harping on sports, but...
Well, you kind of are with the field.
Right, but let's go into the education value. Families stay here because of the education value they get with Griswold Public Schools, K through 12. If you keep adding amenities to somebody that lives in Monroe and they want to move here, or they want to move to the eastern part of the state, somebody transferred their job, they're working at home, they want to, move somewhere else, they don't want to live in Hartford anymore. They don't want to live in New Haven or Bridgeport. They want to go somewhere a little different. This makes, first of all, they can look at the education value of what Griswold Public Schools offers. That's a plus. And then you throw in all these other things as well. Now you're selling homes. Now you're building homes. You're increasing your tax base year after year after year. It's going to bring people in, okay? Senior center, okay? I was talking to a couple of people. The senior base is going to go up 48% in the next 5 years. 48%. It's the fastest growing demographic in town. We're all old here.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Well, when they lower the age to 55 as being a senior citizen.
Huh?
They lowered the age of to 55. my first selectman was trying to tell me I could go to the senior center a couple of years ago. He goes, yeah, the age is 50. I'm like, when the hell did a 50-year-old become a senior?
I 55 here.
Yeah.
But these are things that people look at when they're moving into a town or they're looking at towns. They look at the senior center. They look at the school system. You're looking at people coming and going, kids. So this is it's very important. It just makes the town being able to say, we have a full service solution for you and your family in Little Griswold. And that's why this is so important. This is why this is another, I believe, I've done a lot of time thinking about this. I really have.
Obviously.
Let's see. Dave, I just skipped over Dave. Good morning, Dave. And in his area, which is Hamden, students get to choose from Whitney Tech, Platt Tech, Lyman Hall, VOAG, Notre Dame, Hamden Hall, Xavier, Sacred Heart, Choate, Cheshire Academy, Laurelton Hall, and Mercy, not to mention the magnet schools in New Haven.
Yep.
So there are choices, but then again, we're talking about 10 times the people there too. Sarah, hey, Sarah, good morning. My hard spot is that $0 are given into baseball dirt. That field is a disgrace. It's literally unplayable. I agree, by the way. Why hasn't baseball dirt been addressed for years, yet all this energy for the multi-purpose turf field? You get a ball team literally begging for infield dirt repairs out there. I've myself asked that question, what's going on with the baseball field? So that's a story that needs to be certainly addressed because it's dangerous. I think I saw it mostly last year. not 2022, but 2021, when I had the opportunity to coach fall ball, and we used the Griswold High field. By the way, they said, "Oh yeah, you can use the field, even though we're not Griswold. Yeah, you can use the field." When it rained, forget it. It was just, and you couldn't schedule for the next day.
So what are they doing with that field? They're not going to do anything to it?
They're doing the best they can.
Oh, if it's
like even
dangerous for your athletes, you would think they would do something.
They go to different fields. I mean, they'll go to another school. It's like, even high school games, I've known that if it's going to be really, really bad weather and it's unplayable, they'll say, like Griswold youth football, they'll say, well, let's go to Stonington and play there. And now you got everybody that's going to drive there. I mean, you have a bunch of parents that have to now huck it on down to, Pawcatuck, for Stonington High School or Stonington Borough. So, because the field is unplayable, and you get one afternoon, they're making $8,000 at a snack bar because our field sucks. And then gas money. Yeah. Athletics should be treated the same as the arts. Some students excel through sports, some do arts, some do both. Purpose of the athletic field and HOC committee was to look at all fields. Baseball field is definitely on the list. This is from Michelle D'Amico. And Sarah says the field is used in the community for Little League and Legion and fall ball. It's also a community field. The lip on first base is going to take out a whole mouthful of teeth one day. Yeah. Not just that, but the lip. How about the lip on the outside of the grass? That's tripping back an ankle on that.
I mean, I don't know anything about the material they use for baseball fields, but American is right up the road. Well,
they don't have asphalt out there.
American has sand and stone and.
Well, I don't know what the agreement. If there's any agreement between Griswold Public Schools and American Industries.
Well, as parents of baseball kids, go up to American and talk to them. Mm-hmm. Go talk to Paul Sweet. Say, hey.
What about maybe there should be an agreement between Griswold Public Schools and Gear Earth Products.
Well,
just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gravel operations in the area. I mean, I would think if you need dirt and.
Well, I think what we have discovered today, there's positives and there's negatives to this whole potential project. I do think that the time has to be now, as opposed to, again, I can just sit here and blab, which I do mostly, but if you shush. But if you compare it to like the infrastructure program or that they did for 164 and parts of 201,
right?
And now it's a lot more money to do it. So if we're going to do this, do it now. Let me ask you a question. Serious.
Is it a
sister or a brother?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I have a brother, but
okay. Let's just say you have a sibling, just
yeah,
generic sibling. Okay, robot. I don't care. Just you have a sibling. You go out. You're shoveling walks. You're shoveling and cleaning off cars when it snows, and Victoria's out there and she's busting her ass and she's going here, there, everywhere, all over the community because they're going to pay Victoria to go ahead and clear that snow off so they can just walk out, get in their car, drive to work. And they don't have to worry about it. This is, let's say you're 15 years old. You're doing this, 14 years old. You get home and your sibling says, you know what? You should give that money to me. And you're like, why? Because I'm your brother or sister or whatever. And I can hold on to it for you because I know how to go ahead and do things with money. You buy into it. Here's my $60, Fred. Let me know. Okay. Now Fred's got your $60. I've just described the relationship between Griswold Public Schools and the town of Griswold. All the money that comes in from Ascending Town goes towards the town of Griswold on a line item. So when people say, well, Griswold Public Schools, it just costs too much damn money. We can't do this no more. Well, they're not looking at the amount of money that's going on that line item. And the town just keeps it. Yeah, they have a, because they have their budget is an expenditure budget only. We get it. But what if that money stayed as a part of the Board of Education budget? And they were able to just have that money on there, and they can count on that money instead of giving it to their sibling Fred to do whatever they want with it, whatever Fred wanted to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know how your budget works.
Would people have a different outlook? Would they have a different outlook? Because maybe it wouldn't cost as much because we were keeping our own money. And we have this. Would it be different? Or is it the same thing because you have two town entities just kind of swapping dollars?
I can't speak to your budget. I know how ours works. I know at the end of the year, we have a 2% count. We can put money in. We have our special education money we can put aside. I mean, I think there's a lot more involved with the money than.
Sure.
Yeah. The town can't. In our town, the school and the town are separate.
As they are here.
So the town can't take the school money and keep it. It's a line item that goes to the school.
Yeah.
Well,
that's kind of how it probably should work, huh?
Well, I'm sure it does in one way, shape, or form. It does. Because the school now has this extra kid in their school. The Sending Town sent them a kid. They paid their tuition. You have an extra kid in this school that the school board is now responsible to finance, to fund. Well, then they say, okay, so when we do our budget, we have this extra kid. So Griswold, we need this amount of money plus this one extra kid, and Griswold goes, okay, here's your money, and then So it goes to the school.
Sure, where are the profits staying though?
Well, it goes to the school because the school is the one that sets the school is the one that sets the tuition rate. So when your school says to your town, we have this extra kid who brought his own money, they go, oh, okay, here's your money. They don't separate it out.
Or maybe your town.
Well,
what they do here is all the income that comes in through that right to the town.
Yeah, but then
the budgets are separate, which I don't understand.
But when the school does their budget, they ask for that extra kid. They need his money, so they add that money. They add that amount. The extra kid is going to be part of your expenses for your school. They get their money. There's no way around it.
Did you get your $60 back from your sibling for shoveling?
No, I got rid of my siblings. So I don't have to worry about
it. They're all dead.
They're dead.
Well, this is a conversation that can go on and on and on and on and on. It's a story that's never going to end.
Right.
It's really not.
Especially for you. For me, it's over. I'm done with it.
Well, no, but I think if you lived here, I think you would have you'd have more fight in your game. But
yeah, but I mean, it really has nothing to do with me. You're trying to drag me into this.
I'm trying to drag your opinion out of you. That's what I'm.
Well, I know. Well, I'm not. No.
You know, I just want to know how you truly feel about something.
I truly.
Like if this happened, if this was going on in Sterling, how would you?
I would not support it.
Okay, there you go, and that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. You're wrong, but it's.
See, I want your opinion, but not really.
Of course, I want your opinion. So again, we could beat this all day long.
I think we did.
I think we did too.
It's like
I think you made
the horse is like laying down in the middle of the road now. We're done.
You find that in Sterling on a daily basis. Anyway, I know, I'm so sorry.
You know, there's other towns that are a lot smaller than ours. I don't know why you have to pick on Sterling.
Sterling?
Yeah.
I'm wondering why Sterling.
Scotland only has 1,700 residents. Did you know that?
I didn't know. I thought Scotland seceded from the Union. Yeah, I thought they were gone a long time ago. Wyndham sucked them right up.
No.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you for being the poster child for the Griswold multi-purpose field that's been behind you the entire day. So, but it does look beautiful, and as does Victoria. We can't, hey, Christina, good morning. In Florida. But that's going to...
I would like to be in Florida today. It was a little chilly this morning.
There's a chill in the air.
I mean, at least it feels like Christmas now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. Are you coming Thursday? Or you're not?
Oh, I don't know. We'll find out. Because I have my son coming tomorrow for Christmas from New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
And he's bringing the baby.
Christina says, we welcome you to Florida.
Uh-huh.
Let's go!
I'll be down in the end of February, beginning of March.
Oh, really? Are you going down there just for kicks? Or you have family down there?
We have a lot of friends and family down there. And this is our first vacation alone. So we are driving down and we have no plans.
I think you mentioned that to me.
Yep.
It's kind of like Melissa. We're going on a cruise. We're not taking any kids.
Yeah.
And it's going to be her nifty 50 party.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's going to be a month and a half later. She'll have her 50th birthday. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Plus, Polino's going too, right? Polino, are you still there? No, probably not. He probably bagged already.
Is he really going with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's the guy he's the one that told me about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it'll be fun. He's a good guy.
I like Dave.
Huh?
I like Dave.
In the group?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to come up here some morning. But he works for Special Olympics, so he's pretty busy too.
I know.
So, all right, guys, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Like I said, we've beat the hell out of this subject. We're going to continue to beat it up even more and more as time goes on. But don't forget, no matter which way you want to vote or which way you think is best, December 20th at 7 p.m. at the Griswold Middle School, there will be a public hearing with the Board of Finance. So that's going to be talking exclusively, about the multi-purpose field that is on the table.
Are you sure that's a public hearing?
It is. Hold on.
Because when is it? December 20th? They don't. Do they have enough time for notification?
I'll give you the exact. Crap up there. Hold on.
There might be a presentation, but I highly doubt there's a public hearing that quick.
Mr. Fryer has posted it. So close all these chat boxes. Come and show the Board of Finance that you support the Griswold Public Schools multi-purpose project. Okay, that's that. Let's see what he says here. Board of Education has approved to send the multi-purpose turf field project and track proposal to the town of Griswold. There will be a hearing for the Board of Finance on December 20th. So is it a town meeting? No. Is it a hearing? It is. So in other words, they're going to talk about it and they're going to expect a lot of public comment. It's not a town hearing or a town meeting.
It's not. Yeah. No, it's on the public hearing.
Yes.
Because there wasn't enough time for notification.
Exactly. So
So basically, you can go and you can stand during public comment if it's on the agenda.
Yes. But they're trying to rally support for it.
But you don't want to get people amped up thinking it's a public hearing and they're going to get
But if this goes to a referendum,
right.
I think they said 3 to 4 months to build it. We could have it by 2023. Maybe not, but I'm excited.
I don't know. Good luck.
Look, the bottom line is this.
Good luck.
Is that you have people like Sean McKenna and you have the Board of Education that are pushing the school system to the next stratosphere.
Good luck.
And this is something that needs to happen. So
best of luck.
Whatever.
I'll
see you later. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Summer is winding down, which means it's the perfect